Hello. Thanks for joining me again, or thanks for joining me if this is your first time. Um, Today I wanted to talk a little bit about self-reflection and self-talk. I know I've talked about reflection throughout the entire time I've been doing this, and it's truly important to the process. But self-talk is also something that is critical to kind of manage everything, all the emotions, and to help you to carry that weight of the grief. The therapists and, others talking to them, talk therapy, as they say, right? And it is helpful, can be helpful for people. But again, what I've stressed all along is that each individual will handle things differently. Each individual will need to find what works for them. But I think what is helpful for everybody is self-talk. And what I'm talking about is that, like, all of those emotions that, excuse me, that you don't know are coming up. Usually, sometimes things come up. You're driving, you're in a store, you're at a restaurant, you're listening to the radio, you're watching a movie, whatever the case may be, something just comes up and a switch goes off, right? And you think about your lost loved one and you remember why your lost loved one isn't here. All in that instant, it's kind of like a pinhole with a balloon filled with water, right? Pinhole on the bottom, it just comes spurting out. Maybe a teeny tiny stream, but it is a stream just the same. And it floods you, it floods your body, because it's not just your brain remembering, it's your body remembering. And so self-talk can be beneficial if you can do it, right? Some people can't talk themselves through things. But I know, as I was saying for myself, sometimes when I go drive to somewhere, right? Song comes on the radio, I see a white truck, because Jesse was run over by someone in a white truck. It triggers me. It's not like I consciously say, oh yeah, that's a white truck. No, it's just there. It's instant. And I think that's something else that everyone needs to be aware of, that in an instant, the trauma you've gone through, the grief you're feeling, whatever the situation was with your loved one, it comes flooding back to you. And that's for an eternity. It's always going to be that way. It's never going to be like, that's not going to happen. So that's why it's really important to seek help if you're a person who can take that help from a therapist, from a group, and even try those things if you don't think so. Because, previous to this, I didn't think of going to a therapist or going to a support group for anything, but try it, because you never know. Because when you're in the moment, especially the early stages of grief and trauma, you're not thinking, like, you're really not thinking things through completely or at all sometimes. Even now, I still struggle with a lot of things. But self-talk, when I'm out driving, a song comes on, and I go there, and I like have to, like, consciously tell myself, stop, breathe, it's okay, you can get through this moment. Think about the positives of your loved one. Try to focus on that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm getting better at it, right? And that's what's important, is continuing to try. Because there are other people out there who love you, who you love, right? Who you want to be there for, who you want to spend time with. And it's a constant struggle, though. And, I've been honest and upfront all this time. It is a constant struggle, but self-talk. Talk yourself through those tough moments, because there's not always going to be someone there. There usually isn't someone there when you experience that little floodgate of, the pinhole in the water balloon. Usually people aren't there, or you're by yourself in an environment, like I said, out driving, out grocery shopping, out, whatever, at work. And it just happens, and you have to, one, let yourself take that pause. Take that pause and talk to yourself. I love you. I love my lost one. And I want to do what I can to move forward, to carry on for them, if not for myself, because they would want you to carry on. And when I reflect, I was talking about that reflection again. When I reflect, would Jesse want us to forget what happened? No. Jesse would want us to use our anger and all of that, though, to get accountability, to get people held responsible, to move forward with try to help others. And that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to do that to the best of our ability. But do we like the fact that Jesse is not here, that we need to move on without him? Of course not. Not at all. But think about the love you will always have for your lost loved one. Talk to yourself, especially if you can't talk to anyone else at the time, or if you don't feel comfortable doing that yet or ever. Talk to yourself and make sure you're giving yourself grace. You're taking the time to be calm and talk to yourself. Thank you.